Hey guys, my name is Dolph and welcome to another first time Legion Raid clear video. This time I'm doing Vykas and I'm doing Gate 1 and Gate 2 on hard mode and Gate 3 on normal mode. The raid was actually extremely fun. I had so much fun clearing it for the first time, and Gate 1 took me about 5 hours I think, with like 2 or 3 different groups. And then Gate 2 took me around 1 hour maybe, and then Gate 3 on normal mode was like another hour, kinda. It was like 6 or 7 tries I think, something like that. But yeah, if you're curious about my build, then check the pinned comment in the comment section. That should include all of my stuff, like my set bonuses, but it's basically 2-piece Salvation and 2-piece Nightmare. I have a few level 7 gems. About half of my gems are level 7, and I have 12-piece Awakening, Lost Wind Cliff. My tripods are, well, the major tripods are all level 3, and yeah, I think that's about it, but if you're curious then you can check the comment section. I am mostly crit and swiftness, but I also have around 250 spec I think, something like that, and yeah, that should be it. So let's talk about Gate 1. I don't really want to talk about the mechanics, I just want to talk about mostly my experiences and like what I found that makes it easier to kind of keep doing DPS and not take damage. Like I only drink a few potions in each of these runs. Basically, you just need some experience for these. You really need to like go in and just keep dying to things, keep getting hit by the attacks to like learn how your character can dodge them. And you know, this is why I'm playing Gunslinger actually, because even while you're learning, you can have an easy time dealing DPS because your skills have like, well, you have just enough attack speed to keep dealing DPS, you know. My teammate is pinging the boss because they wanna use Inari. But yeah, it's like so easy to like stay in a safe position as Gunslinger and keep doing DPS. This is the first pattern in the demon boss. It's a small Veganos pizza. It's really easy. But I messed it up a few times I think in the 5 hours we were trying this. But it's really not that hard. Most of these mechanics are really easy. The only thing that makes this hard, this whole fight hard, is that basically no one can mess up any of the mechanics. You only have a few, just a little bit of room for mistake. This is inside safe. You can see the chat. You can see it in the chat box. But yeah. This whole raid, not just Gate 1, but all the 3 gates are so much fun. It was so fun to do it for the first time. Even though I did find a few people who were like, what mistake and you're out and stuff like that, but you know, it's like the first fucking week, so it's I don't think you need to be like so judgeful, but you know, it is what it is. You join groups with what they ask for, so if they are asking for experience, then you don't join a group with no experience. And yeah, I did all the 3 gates with different groups by the way. Gate 1 was mostly with the same group, we only changed like 2 or 3 people after a few hours of trying. But then I did to Gate 2 and Gate 3 the next day with 2 different parties. And they were really not that bad, but you know, Gate 1 is I think by far the hardest. Maybe Gate 3 is harder. This was kind of dumb, I didn't go in front of the boss. But yeah, some of these patterns that he does, like the line mechanic, gives you like 5 or 6 seconds of dealing 3 DPS. Because the whole pattern takes about 4 or 5 seconds and then he keeps standing still for 1 more second. But yeah, at 30 bars we're switching bosses. So now it's our time to do the mechanics, because the actual mechanics only occur. Is that how you say that word? Occur? I don't know. But yeah, only the green guy, the human form, has like actual mechanics other than the Vykas, the pizza thing. Here you just stay behind the boss as soon as you see the lines. You just go behind him and you have like 3 or 4 seconds of dealing 3 DPS. This is the orbs, the gate mechanic. I was watching. Oh no, never mind. This is the save thingy that you need to tell the other party. Yeah, I was gonna say about the orb mechanic, the gate mechanic. I was watching Gunslinger do the raid yesterday, only a few falls, but he was actually doing surprisingly well. I was genuinely surprised how well he was doing for the gate mechanic. Like, I saw him mess up a few times, but, you know, he was actually doing much better than his party members, so I was impressed, honestly. But yeah, the gate mechanic is actually pretty simple if you know the rotation of the orbs, and, you know, one of the best tips that I've got from 80k. I didn't use it actually, but it's like a very smart thing to do. You can rename your pet to the color rotation for the orbs, if you have a hard time remembering it. Or you can also just have it open on a second monitor. That's what I actually did. That also works. But I already had to glance on my second monitor a few times during this. Here you again just stand behind the boss. And you have like almost 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds of dealing 3 DPS. That's like 2 abilities, 2 of my long casting abilities. Oh, by the way, I still don't have my legendary Gale with rune. I've killed like, I think, I killed 1 Kunguladium, and I've killed about maybe 80 Descoludas. And I still don't have my Gale with, which is kinda dumb. But yeah, this is the Vykas mechanic. I'm not sure when the gate happens in the second part, if you're like the second human form party. And also it's like random which boss you get at first, so you can't really be in party 1 and expect to go against the human or the demon form. It's random. But yeah, here we just basically keep dealing DPS until the mechanics happen. Try not to die. The bard is keeping us alive pretty well. I only had to drink like 2 potions, and one was definitely because of one of my stupid mistakes. This is the stagger check. Do we not do gates as the second human form party? Because it's already orbs. Here at 1 and 7 o'clock is the black orb, and at 5 and 11 o'clock are the blue orbs. Very easy, you tell the other party it's outside safe. It's like, you only need to know what to expect from the mechanics. You just need to be prepared for the mechanics, or if you see the mechanic happen, you need to know what you need to do. And other than that, it's just... you just need to stay alive and deal DPS. It's that simple. In comparison to Voltan, I think that this raid is actually easier, honestly, in my opinion. Like, you really just... it's like... Gate 1 is a bit hard. I'm gonna say that much. It's kind of difficult. Gate 2 is extremely easy. Like, Gate 2 is one of the easiest region raid gates, I think, by far. There are only 2 mechanics. I will talk about that in a moment when we get there. Here we finished up the boss. We're basically just waiting for the other party to finish. So I'm actually just gonna skip to that part, I think. I believe I actually got the video like that. Yeah, okay. They use Dinavi, delay a bit more DPS, and then it's basically done. We had 2 people dead, but after you're done with the mechanics, you can just some people can die, and it's alright. It's not that bad, but you need most people alive for the mechanics. But yeah, this was gate 1. It's really not that bad. You just need some practice, and you will get it done eventually. You need practice and patience, definitely. Patience is the key here. You need a party with enough patience to go through the entire thing a few times. So yeah, this is gate 2. I was gonna talk about this a moment ago, but let me do that just now. So here, basically, this is just a DPS race with 2 5 mechanics and like the carousel, how you pronounce that, the running around thing. And yeah, this mechanic, like, what we did for this was basically the person who kites the orb goes... Oh wait, we're resetting here. Okay, this is a good example, I guess. I didn't cut this out for some reason. I guess I should have double checked. But yeah, we had one person kite the orb. My dog's barking. I hope you can't hear it. But yeah, one person guides away the orb as far as possible, and everyone just runs in the other direction. Or if you happen to be near the person who's guiding the orb, you can also just stay near the orb for the explosion. That's also fine. But yeah, this gate is basically just a DPS race. You just need to deal enough DPS before the boss goes berserk, which is really not that bad. Like, most of the party was overgeared, just enough for us to not have any problems with DPS. And you know, the two mechanics are a group effort. You can't really carry those mechanics. Everyone needs to do their part, I guess. Other than the second mechanic, actually. The second mechanic you can like do with 2 people, honestly. But yeah, not 2 people, 3 people. There's only like one pattern that you can't do as 3. If you need to take the first, the third, and the 5th orb during the mechanic, then you can't solo it actually. You need at least 2 people for that, but other than that, any other pattern you can actually solo, be it a time stop or like Panacea, or Splendid Panacea. But yeah, other than that, you just again need to know the attacks of the boss. You need to know where you can stand, where you can deal safe DPS. This is a counter. I actually got the counter. This is a good example of landing a side counter. Like, you don't really need to be exactly in front of the boss. You can be next to it and just like hit the nose of the boss. But yeah, this mechanic is actually, I think, followed up by another attack if people get hit, but there was another mechanic happening, so she didn't do it. Here I'm scouting the top left side because there's a rare occurrence that it's not the one wing. Here we have the pink as the dominant color, so we needed to do the 0 wings Vykas, and then the 1 wing, and then the 2 wings. If you have the red dominant color, then you start from 2 wings and go to 1 wing and then 0 wings. Here, this Nidavi actually misses, right? I think it missed. Yeah, but it's fine. We have more than enough DPS. When she does this, you have to get behind her or run away, because this deals absolutely massive damage. This can easily one-shot you on item level, so that's a must to dodge. Here I should have run away, but I was greedy with DPS. And as you can see, a lot of people are getting hit by her attacks, and we're still doing fine, and this is actually the try that we clear it. I believe so, at least, unless I made a mistake editing the video. And yeah, you can make some mistakes. You don't need to do perfect play. I'm just saying this because, you know, some people are like afraid of going into these raids because they want to not mess up even on the first tries, but you can absolutely make mistakes. You can be fine after doing mistakes. It's not that scary. You just need to go in and like keep practicing and getting better and just doing your part. You don't need perfect play. And you will just eventually get so good that you will very rarely make any mistakes. This is outside, inside, inside, and then outside. But if you get hit by one, then there's a very good chance that you're gonna die like that scrapper right there. You only need to get hit by the first one, and it's like almost guaranteed that you will die. Unless you have a paladin or a gunlancer who can cleanse the stun. I think you can cleanse that. I'm pretty sure you can. Here you wanna really move around if you don't wanna get eaten by the worms. And if you do get eaten, then you have to start madly pinging the worm that ate you. This is another counter. That counter is very scary, by the way. You can mess up the counter and stay in front of the boss, and there's a very good chance that you will get fucked up after, because she does like a shotgun kick, kinda, if you don't successfully counter her. And the counter can also go on cooldown if you have recently countered Vykas. And then you can also get one shots if you're expecting the counter, but you know the boss is just not glowing. That's because there was another counter that's happened recently. But yeah, most of these mechanics are very straightforward and easy. Here I'm at the 11 o'clock position for the orbs, although it's not the orbs yet. After the stagger maybe. But yeah, I'm 11 o'clock and we only had 2 people I think at 11 o'clock. I'm not sure which pattern we get, but let's just see. This is 1, 4. Yeah, that's it. We need to take the 1st and the 4th. And we didn't type because we only have 2 orbs, and the group agreed on if you have 2 orbs then you don't type, so the person who needs to fill one of the sides knows where they need to go. But yeah, this is it. Everyone succeeded, and this is basically the fight. That's the whole thing, honestly. Here you just need to finish the fight. So I actually used dark grenades. Dark grenades help so much with these, by the way. Even when you're not sure you're gonna clear the raid, it's still a good idea to throw a dark grenade on like every successful stagger and counter, because it helps so much with the DPS. You have no idea how much it boosts your damage. Not just one person, but the entire party. So even if you like accidentally throw 2 dark grenades at the same time, like if you're not paying attention to the debuffs that the boss has, it's still fine, because you would rather have 2 dark grenades thrown at a counter than 0. Because you know they don't stack, but it's still better too. It's outside, inside, inside, outside. Again, a few people get hit here, but you know, as long as we have supports or cleanses, we should be fine. But yeah, this will be gate 2, honestly. We just need to hit an enemy. That should be like 10 bars. Here you need to stand behind the boss. Yeah, gate 3 is... Well, I'm not actually sure if gate 3 or gate 1 is harder. It's honestly just depends on like the party, I guess, how much experience you guys have. I had like no experience with gate 3 going in. I got like that 1 hour of practice, so I'm actually kind of scared for next week. Or this week rather. But I think I should be fine. Like, I know every single mechanic and I know what I need to do. I've seen this raid so many times on like Korean streamers streams, and now even like Western streamers. It's actually so much fun watching other people do it. It's so much more fun now that I've actually done the raid myself. Wait, does this need a release as well? No, it did not, okay. That's like 200 mil damage. But yeah, we need to do 10 more lines and that's pretty much it. So yeah, gate 3 can be hard if you have a few people who have no idea what's going on. But if most people know what to do, then it's really not that bad. On normal, you have a lot of room for mistakes, honestly, like you can mess up a few things and still be fine. But for hard mode, you need like extremely good coordination and communication with your team, because or experience, like 1 or 2. Because if there's like a agreed upon way of solving certain mechanics like the Medusa on hard mode, then it's actually really not that bad. But you know, in normal you don't need to turn around for the Medusa, everyone just needs to look away, so it's much easier. Okay, we're actually watching the cutscene. This cutscene was surprisingly good. I've never really seen these cutscenes before. Yeah, don't pay attention to the chat. I was just memeing. Yeah, these guys wanted to try gate 3, but I don't think we did. Yeah, we disassembled, okay. So I went with a different party. Oh yeah, of course it's also hard mode, so hard mode is so much harder on gate 3, honestly, in my opinion. Normal is just much easier, and you also get 10 wings if you do normal gate 2. No, normal gate 3. At hard mode, gate 1, gate 2. So that's enough for a relic piece. But yeah, this is our successful attempt. I was actually Gunslinger from starting from orb, not orbs. starting from the tentacle phase. But up to that point, I think I was doing pretty well. And because this is normal and like everyone was 1460 or above, we had absolutely no issue with DPS. We were just basically doing the mechanics back to back to back to back. And most of these mechanics are actually very easy. You just need to be prepared for them to happen. Like, all of these are very well telegraphed. Here everyone needs to run away who has been marked. This is a counter, but we already countered. But yeah, you're just trying not to... You can get hit, but you're trying not to fill your gauge. You can be above 70% because the next mechanic needs at least one person with 70% or above. But it doesn't need, but it is much easier if you have them. And only the people who see swords ping, so we know where we need to stand. It's very simple. You can also listen to Vykas because she laughs during this, and if you hear her very loudly laughing, then you can tell that you're standing in the right position. Again, we're doing DPS, and soon is the typing mechanic, so we're going to cleanse, because if you're 0% on the last gauge, then the typing challenge is much easier. So everyone did get 0%, but I'm not sure if everyone succeeds at the typing test. I'm pretty good at this. I haven't failed, I think, a single time in the 1 hour of trying. You just need to like not try and go too fast. You need to make sure that you don't mess up, and no people here kept spacebarring away even if we failed. But here we actually, yeah, someone failed, so it was actually better for us to stay still. But yeah, after the typing you just need to stay still and wait for Vykas to do the flying attack. Here you can use Innovi to destroy the shield, then you can just keep dealing DPS. And then the stagger mechanic is coming up after the throne mechanic. Here we need to stack, so everyone gets max, not max, last gauge. Because that's the only way to survive this mechanic. I don't think you can time stop this. I think you only survive if you're full on last. And I think we're around 102 lines already, yeah, 105. So we just need to like deal a little bit more DPS and then cleanse for the stagger mechanic. We were doing the most easy way of doing the mechanic. Everyone cleanses and we just do the stagger and then time stop. That's by far the easiest way to do this, but you can also use Vay, kill one of the blobs and do the stagger for you, and then the rest of the people can just do the south side or the left side monster. Here you time stop. Everyone's still alive, and the tentacles are the next mechanic, I think. That's where I die. I accidentally took too many orbs. I took 3 at the same time, and that basically got me to full dust. And my teammates failed the sleep bomb, so one of them actually just straight up killed me to make sure that I don't kill other people, and that was actually the right play, in my opinion, so I don't blame them at all. Like, it's much better to just honestly straight up kill your teammate if you can't sleep them or CC them. Because you don't need 8 people alive for all these mechanics, you know. Especially not the stagger. But here, it's kind of hard to see which buff you're getting, the swiftness or the swamp, with this swamp mechanic. What I do is I just read the text above my head, because you can actually see it says like something like swiftness or swamp, one of those two things, and you know, if you get swamp, then you go to the line, and if you get the swiftness, then you wanna try and stay away. Here I accidentally took all 3 of those, yeah, and I started killing at board, and the Gunlaser couldn't stun me, and they also failed the sleep bump, so the Shadow Hunter just comes and kills me. Yeah, so from here I'm Gunslinger POV. But I will still show you guys the entire thing. I think we got all the tentacles, I wasn't actually paying attention. But yeah, the main thing is that I don't think you can miss any tentacles on hard mode. You need to kill all of them, but in normal you can fairly few of them, maybe 3 or 4. And you can shield the damage that you take, maybe? I'm not actually sure about that. But I know that you can miss a few. Maybe not 3. Maybe just 1 or 2. But yeah, here, when she grabs someone with the chains, you just need to stay away and dodge the cross because it actually deals pretty good damage. This animation, when you see the chain, you have a good 1 or 2 seconds where you can use your spacebar or something that gives you CC immunity and you can not get grabbed. But you can also not do that because the grab actually decreases your last gauge, so it's a good idea to intentionally get grabbed if you need to decrease your last. But yeah, by the way, the difference between normal and hard is, I think, only 2 things other than like some of the... It's 2 major things other than the room for mistakes. One of them is the Medusa. You know, the Medusa when you need to look away from Vykas. On normal, you don't need anyone looking at Vykas, but in hard modes, depending on how many wings she spreads out, like she can spread out 2 of her wings or only 1 or none, you need that amount of people looking at Vykas. No more, no less. If she spreads out 1 of her wings, or like unfolds 1 of her wings, so you need 1 person looking at her. And if she spreads out 2 of her wings, then you need 2 people. Here begins the stagger phase. Everyone needs to stay in the middle and see where the real Vykas is, and don't run there like everyone just did. You just need to stay right at Vykas and tank this resort thingy that doesn't deal damage to you, I think. Maybe it deals a little bit of damage, but it also decreases your last gauge. And you really want that. You really want to be low last gauge here because, you know, you deal less damage if you're 0 last. But you don't need to deal damage here. You just need to deal stagger, so that's still... that's what you want to do. You want to be at 0 lost. But yeah, they basically almost solos this entire thing. It does like 60 or 70% of the stagger, so you just need a little bit of stagger. And that's it. Yep. I think that this stagger phase is actually easier if you have less people alive, because there's a lesser chance that people actually go full lost and kill everyone, you know. So it's actually a good thing if some people die before this. But also the stagger goes faster if you have more people alive, so if no one messes up, then it's also good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also gonna show you guys me crafting my last nightmare piece, and that's going to put me at 2-piece salvation and 4-piece nightmare, which is basically from going from 2-2-2 to a 2-4 set. It's basically a 15% damage increase, which is kind of insane. It's very good. I've been dealing like 12 to 14 million with my target down, I think, as the last shot with support buff, and after this I'm dealing like 16 to actually 20 mil, honestly, so it might be even more than 15%, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Relic sets give you so much power, it's absolutely insane, and I think the 2 strongest sets are the Nightmare and the Entropy, but Entropy is way more powerful. I don't think it needs a nerf, honestly, but yeah, like Striker with Entropy, man, that's one crazy thing. But yeah, this is it. Thank you guys very much for watching, and yeah, don't forget to like the video, and I will see you next time.